It's a good soft sticks. Double slate. Jeez.
I'm Alan Moreira. I study finance and I teach here at Simon. Most of what I do is research. Research is the process of organizing and then disrupting again and get confused again, right? Because sometimes we settle on something that seems to work in describing reality and then suddenly snap, and then we turn out that that's not how the world works. Felt very passionate about doing research and studying, and that's how I decided to apply for a PhD, which was previously inconceivable to me. What excites me is that there's this gigantic amount of data now about everything. We are like awash in data, and now people can have all sorts of crazy beliefs about everything. And what research allows you to do is to be able to organize these things in a way that you can understand reality a little bit better. Latest project is a good example of what I do. That's trying to understand, the macroeconomic through the lens of financial markets. So outset of the financial shock that COVID-19 induced starting March 2020, you saw a gigantic disruption in financial markets. Bond markets in tailspin with drops of 20%, stock market dropped more than 30%, and that was a very, very acute financial shock. And then there was this question why that happened? And policymakers responded very strongly with huge array of policy. So in this paper, what we do is to use not only just the aggregate movements in financial markets, but a whole variety of data on bonds of different firms, of different asset classes, to try to understand how exactly the COVID-19 shock was impacting financial markets. It's a hard question, but that's kind of the idea, is clarifying what happened and what did not happen, and hoping that this leads to better regulation and better policy making. A place like Simon, you're constantly in between these two things. In some places, they choose to just use the old frameworks, right? And I think being a thought leader, Simon and people related to Simon is to be constantly trying to push and trying to understand where this kind of old wisdoms or old models do not fit, and trying to build new understanding that help us in terms of either financial decision making and other aspects. The basic three legs of what Simon provides me is great colleagues, great students, and time, right? I mean, that's to think and do research. That's how Simon, I think, has been very successful at nourishing an environment that people are polite but fierce about what they're thinking.